How about raising our kids to be the best they can be? It's the goal, of course, for all parents, and trying to teach your children certain skills can really help them be more successful, especially keyword certain skills.
Absolutely. Here now with us is Dr. Laura Saunders, a child psychologist at the Institute of Living. Happy Wednesday, Doc.
Hello, friends, and happy Wednesday.
I'm so curious about this next segment.
You knew that was coming.
Of course. You had to spoil it for me. I had a big entree, and no.
No.
Okay, here I go. As parents, we all want to raise confident and resilient children. So one researcher interviewed dozens and dozens of parents who raised highly successful people, and then tried to look at what skills those kids were taught at an early age to make them more successful. And there was one quality or trait that all of them endorsed as being critical to the long-term success of their children. And Scott, that trait is?
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
Curiosity. Curiosity helps the kids.
It's not just that simple desire to know something, right? Curiosity is something a little bigger than that. So children who are curious don't need to just know the information they're inquiring about. They want to know so much more.
So there are two kinds of curiosity?
Yeah, so there are two kinds of curiosity. There's cognitive curiosity. I mean, we all know those kids that are kind of intellectual. They do things and they research things for their own benefit. And there's those kids that have a sensory curiosity. And I think this is just as important. Those kids that want to feel that experience. They want to try new things. They want to, they want that sensory curiosity. They want to really stretch themselves for those sensations or those thrills. So it's not just sort of a cognitive curiosity.
All right. Well, how do you encourage and nurture curiosity?
So I think it starts with trying to expose your child to a variety of different experiences or circumstances. And it's not just, this is kind of the way we do things in our house, and I did soccer, so my kids will do soccer. I mean, it has nothing to do with that. It's trying to expose them to different things, trying to encourage more open-ended conversations and talking. And it's trying to resist the temptation to make choices for your child and encourage more open-ended thinking.
Right. And that includes asking open-ended questions.
Yes. So, for instance, sometimes I think as parents we want to fix problems or we want to protect or whatever, and you could really get in the way. So instead you'd want to be asking, like, well, what makes you think that way, or how do you think that happens?
Right. It's kind of exploring. Sometimes I refer to it as like problem-solving skills, like how did you come up with that, or what made you think to do that, or it's trying to make them be curious, right? Think a little deeper. As I said, sometimes I liken it to problem-solving skills. Like, okay, well, here's a problem. Well, why don't you come up with some curious solutions and try them out, right? So, and part of this curiosity is actually developing a tolerance for frustration and failure.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. If you only are ever successful, you don't know how to tolerate failure, and therefore you won't try new things. So there is some amount of it tolerating failure and tolerating frustration when you don't always get the answer that you're looking for.
So do you think that, I guess they spend so much time in school, and so much of it is about learn this, remember this. Do we do a good job of raising curious kids the way we educate?
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say we don't necessarily do a great job exploring curiosity. Although let me give that a caveat. I think in early elementary school, things like free play and recess, and those are the kinds of experiences where you can try out different things. I don't want to get off of my whole diatribe on play, but play is one of the most important things for children to do because it allows them to act out fantasies, come up with ideas. It really encourages curiosity. Okay. So things that parents can do at home and in schools, although there's a lot of hitting the curriculum goals and guidelines in schools. All
right.
The more we can do to encourage curiosity, the better.
Terrific.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you very much.